Hey everybody, today I wanted to present some stabilization tests between the GH5 and the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II. Now, this question becomes more complex because Panasonic has a 12 to 35 2.8 version 1 and a 12 to 35 2.8 version 2 that have different types of software in them. For example, the version 1 comes with OIS, which is optical image stabilization, and with the GH5, that I'm shooting this on right now, that has internal image stabilization, there is a new firmware referred to as dual IS. The dual IS means that the lens and the camera body can pair up and give even better performance. This is why I wanted to do these tests, is like, how much better performance are we getting? So the version 1 lens, if you update it to firmware 1.3, you'll get dual IS1. The version 2 that I have on the OMD here comes with the dual IS2. So as soon as you put it on to the GH5, you're going to see that logo change. And I want to know what happens when we put Panasonic image stabilized lenses on the Olympus body. So do Panasonic lenses increase the performance for the Olympus? The two tests that I wanted to do were a slow shutter speed at 1/5 of a second. I'll put some of the methodology over here. Shoot 30 to 35 shots, count the number of keepers, and come up with some percentages. What I learned was that the Panasonic GH5 with no image stabilization at 1/5 of a second runs into a lot of problems. Not many keepers, but as soon as we put an image stabilized lens on, it didn't matter if it was a version 1, version 2, or any of the software, it greatly improved the performance. That's something important to keep in mind. If you're a Panasonic GH5 owner, yes, you can expect to see increased slow shutter speed performance. When we look at the Olympus, surprisingly, in the 50s, even with a 12 to 40 2.8 that I'm shooting on right now, without image stabilization, better performance. When I put the Panasonic lenses, both of them, didn't matter if the lenses were turned on or off, still in the 50% range. And what this tells me is that there is no improvement using the Panasonic image stabilization on Olympus bodies, but the Olympus stabilization is so good, it really won't matter anyway. So you're probably wondering, well, what about video? You know, what happens when we start walking around with these cameras and the image stabilization? What happens then? So that's why I have the rig. It allows me to put both cameras side by side and I can walk around, switch lenses out. They're going through the same, types of motion as I'm walking, and that allows me to get very specific in the side-to-side comparisons. I think that's probably the best way to do it for now. Maybe you guys will have a better suggestion. What I learned was that as you upgrade the software on the Panasonic lenses from OIS to dual IS1 to dual IS2, you get dramatically improved performance. And that justifies the cost of that version 2 lens, because I think the dual IS2 is really good. I think it's the best I've seen in a Panasonic camera. So if you're a video shooter and hand holding, I think you're going to be very happy with your footage. When you start walking, there's this like rocking kind of side to side that I'm seeing. But when I put the Olympus on the rig with just the 12 to 40, I was pleasantly surprised with the footage coming out of it. Both cameras, I'm just hand holding them, nothing else. I'm gonna start walking. Now we're gonna start walking. So we'll do a shake test on this rock, side to side. Something that was even more strange was that when I put Panasonic lenses onto the Olympus, and I had those lens switches turned on, it degraded the performance of the OMD EM1 Mark II. It was worse. As soon as I flipped those switches to off, the performance, boom, back again. So suffice it to say from these tests that I do think the IBIS in the OMD EM1 Mark II is better. If you're a Panasonic GH5 owner, yes, the image stabilization is going to make a difference. If you're an Olympus OMD EM1 owner, nope, it's not going to make a difference. Save yourself some money to get that 12 to 42.8. So if you guys have any of these three cameras, whether it's the GH4, the OMD EM1 Mark II, or the GH5, just know I have an excellent crash course for it. I try to put a lot of time and effort into them to get you up to speed in no time. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.